going on, my DBZ fans? This is Wolf King, and today I have with me, once again, All Royal, the Black Saiyan. What's going on, Black Saiyan?
Nah, man, just chilling. What's up, DBZ fans?
And today, we're going to be giving you our thoughts, our opinions, our review on Dragon Ball Z Super. Now, first off, let's say that the first season is not over, so these are just our thoughts so far. Maybe the show will become better, so as you can guess, we're not in love with it. So we're just going to give our little opinions about it. So tell me, Black Saiyan, how you feel about Dragon Ball Z Super so far?
So far, I mean, to me, it just started. We're just going through the battle guides, the Frieza saga, well, him coming back, so it's all shit that we already seen. But it feels like it's real kiddie right now. You know what I mean?
I completely 100% agree with you there. Just the different feel from Dragon Ball Z, the way that started out, just fire out of the gate, to the way that Dragon Ball Super started out.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, Raditz kidnapped Gohan. Like, that's how Dragon Ball Z started. Fucking Super started off with
farming. Straight up farming. And then Goku just got rich. Like, they're just like, hey, Goku, I know Chi-Chi's always bitching about you being poor, so I'm going to throw you a bone in the first episode.
What was up with that outfit, too, he was wearing? That shit was crazy.
That scarf was ridiculous. My man was looking like Zero.
That scarf was kind of fly, though, man.
Nah. All right, so Dragon Ball Z Super. So as of right now, we have went over the first 20 episodes. We've watched them. We've analyzed them. We talk about them at least once a week. So we got a pretty good grasp on it. And like we said, it's still early. Some stuff could happen. They're mostly going back over the movies. But we've definitely both agreed that the overall tone of this show is just a lot more playful and kiddie than what Dragon Ball Z started with. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely.
I just feel like Dragon Ball Z, when they started, I mean, they were killing people. Like, Chaozu blew up, you know? Krillin was getting horns through his chest. I mean, that was a little later down the line. But right out the gate, that show was a lot more aggressive with its fights, with its content. It still had that playful charm to it. But I feel like Dragon Ball Z Super is going back to its Dragon Ball roots.
Well, don't get me wrong. I think that the Beerus fight in Super, I think that was kind of hot, yo. I kind of like that fight a lot.
Now, are you talking about the second time they fought?
Yes, the first time they fought was complete crap. Everybody knows that animation fucking sucked. We're in 2015, people. Like, what the fuck is going on? Why did that look like that?
You're going to take a fucking 12-year break and then come back with that fucking type of animation? That hurt my heart as a Dragon Ball Z fan. That's what you make your bread and butter on, is fighting. And you going to give me goddamn third-grade animation?
But the second one, though, they turned up. I believe they turned up. Even though that it was one part where they were, like, just powering up for, like, 5 minutes, like, just screaming at each other. That shit was kind of stupid. But other than that, like, it was epic to me. I felt like Dragon Ball Z was back at that moment. It was some bullshit later on in line, but at that moment, I was loving Dragon Ball Super.
I'll be honest. I was very hyped for that fight. And when it started, I'm just all into it. Then when they started pulling on each other's, like, faces and making tongue.
You got to understand, though, that Goku is a very playful person. Even when he's in serious battles, he's still playing. Like, he's bitten, like, all his fucking people that he fought. Every single person. So you can't really take that and say it was a bad fight because they bit each other. Beerus is playful too. Beerus is a fucking childish person. He's a god, but he's childish as fuck. He was about to blow up the world over some fucking pudding.
You know, that's a valid point. I mean, I definitely understand the point you're trying to make, but just for me, it's not, when that's going to be your first big battle, when that's going to be like how you set the tone for the rest of your show, because we did wait. I think it was about 12 episodes. I mean, don't quote me on it, but I think it was about 12 episodes before that fight came in. And this was the first fight that lasted over, 30 seconds. So I was very excited for this, and I waited a long time. And I felt like the level of fight I got for the amount of time I waited just wasn't worth it to me. But I do appreciate that you appreciate it.
So you saying that the whole fight was completely crap?
I'm not saying the whole fight was crap. I'm just saying, like, the fight was fine, but it didn't do enough for me with the amount of time I waited. Like maybe in other shows, like that level of fight was okay, but be your first major fight in your series 12 episodes in when this show is all about fighting just didn't do it for me. Like I don't hate that fight. I just didn't want it to be at that time in that level.
The show just started though, and we already seen Battle of Guys. They were just trying to mix it up a little bit, try something a little different. Like we got a whole fucking series left, man.
I mean,
you're not gonna give it all away on the first fucking fight, man.
I needed something more there. I definitely needed something more. And also, I don't even know how I feel about them going back over the movies. Like the movies, if they were just going to go and say that the movies are canon, they should have just started off afterwards. I didn't really need a recap of them. And I also felt like at the beginning they had a lot of chances to correct some mistakes that maybe they made. They could have just went in a whole nother direction. I don't really even like God form that much. I'm really not a big fan of it. I don't like that he just got God form, you know, and it was just automatically stronger than anything anyone's ever seen before. Just everything they worked for through Dragon Ball Z was just thrown to the ground, and it was just like, hey, I'm just going to give you a power greater than anything you've ever had just by holding hands. It's something about it just doesn't feel right for me. I need my training moments. I need something that could correct that for me. Now, I also want to say that I do like the way that they're going about the God forms, that it's a new type of Kai. Like so far in episode 20, they were talking about how they had to keep their ki inside, and then Goku and Vegeta punched each other and their fists came together, and they both gave a look to each other like, wow, we just sensed something new. You know, so I think that they're going to kind of change the way we know fighting in Dragon Ball Z so far, which I'm all for. But it's just something about how they got God form, and it was just kind of like, oh yeah, you guys can go God anytime you want. It kind of reminds me of GT Super Saiyan 4.
Well, me personally, I kind of like the God mode, man. I mean, I feel like it fits the way a God should be. He's slender, like God's like how Beerus is, even though he's a fucking cat, but it's just that demeanor about him. He doesn't have to be real big and real tough, you know what I mean? And the way they get it, I kind of get that too, you know, because I feel as Saiyans as a group, they're stronger, you know what I mean? They can do a lot more.
I just don't like it. I don't think I'm ever gonna like it. And also, I feel like I have this image of Vegeta in my head, and I'm always comparing the image of Vegeta in my head to Vegeta on screen. And one of the things that definitely didn't feel right to me is when they all like held hands or whatever. Like, not only was that something Vegeta wouldn't do, but also letting Goku become more powerful than him, just allowing it to happen. I don't even care of what the circumstance was. Like, think about Vegeta when he wouldn't fuse with Goku, no matter what, when he's talking about his pride, when he's saying, you don't understand, Kakarot, my pride will not allow me to do it. And the only reason he did was because the Earth was going to destroy it. But he didn't even try to make a point like, let me do it, Kakarot. He was just like, fine, next time it's me. Like, that's not the Vegeta I know.
Say something about it. He was like, why does fucking Kakarot have to be the one to turn God? And also, Vegeta, over the years, is growing as a person. Like, he's not, like, up in front and it's just about me. He sees that there's other shit that has to be done for the greater good, for my family, for my friends. Like, even though he really doesn't have any friends, his family. Like, he's growing, man. Like, you got to respect that.
I do. That's definitely the way they're going in the show. I mean, you can see when he's like dancing or when he's putting on an apron or any of those fun things, man.
No, I'm not. They're going a little too far with that shit, man.
I mean, come on, man. He's a new person.
All saying, you know what I mean? They kind of disrespected my mans with that. But other shit, like, he's growing, man. Like, I do miss the prideful fool. You know, you look at the Cell games when he was fighting second Cell. Before he got hit his final form, he's the reason why he hit his final form, because he wanted to see how strong Cell can get. But if he fucking just killed my mans, we wouldn't have went through all that bullshit, even though it made for a good fucking saga, but still.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that saddens me about it is Vegeta always ends up being the person to test Goku's power. Like that seemed Dragon Ball Z, that seemed to be Vegeta's only purpose. Is he was the only person in the universe who was able to feel and sense how truly powerful Goku was. He was the sole witness to his greatness, and he was only there to when Vegeta gets beat, Goku now steps in. And I like that they're going a different way than that. That's not how this series seems to be going. It seems as if that they're taking both the characters' flaws. Like Vegeta is too prideful of a fool. He lets his pride come before him. He refuses to do certain things in order to win fights because his pride will not allow him. Well, in Dragon Ball Z Super, he's learning to deal with that. He's learning to come at it a new way. They're embarrassing him on purpose in order to make him a better fighter, whereas Goku is now overly cocky. That's his problem. He leaves too many openings because he believes he is too powerful because he always wins. And now Vegeta has finally, let's all celebrate today, Vegeta is finally stronger than Goku, and it has been said in canon anime. How do you feel about that?
Dude, I am fucking loving that shit, man.
Long time coming.
A Vegeta fan, which I am, even though I'm kind of bashing him right now. But if you are a Vegeta fan, you have been waiting patiently for Vegeta, the Prince of All Saiyans, to be greater than Goku. And right now, this day, he's the fucking man.
Now, how do you think, I mean, going forward in the series, do you think he's going to stay stronger? I mean, what do you think is going to happen down the line? Do you think Kakarot's going to eventually become over top, or do you think maybe that they'll just have this working together mentality where they'll just stay even with each other? And to that point, what do you think the show's going to end with? Who do you think is going to be stronger? What do you think so far?
Man, don't get me wrong. I would love for Vegeta to stay on top, but the way Dragon Ball, the whole series saga is set up, Goku is usually the go-to man when shit gets rough. So, like, I pray that they go a different route, that Vegeta ends up being the fucking savior. That'd be fucking awesome, but I believe that down the line there's going to be some problem and fucking Goku is going to go spaz out mode and Super Saiyan God 2 Super Saiyan, some shit like that.
And we were talking about the other day. I just wanted to see what your guys' opinion is. Leave it in the comment section below. But the thing about Goku that you have to appreciate, no matter who you like in the series, but the thing about Goku is he is a fighting genius. He is just, when you watch the show, he's such an idiot. But when it comes to fighting, he is always on point. He's so creative, and he's always finding new ways. And when he trains, he is always training to the absolute most to his ability. He always gets the most out of his training.
I'm sorry to butt in, but that's why you gotta respect Vegeta that much more, man. Goku has fucking trained with King Kai, Master Roshi, now Beerus. Like, he's in them fucking, what were those, Yadarites or something their name is, where he learned instant transmission. He knows all these moves, and Vegeta was always one step behind him, training by himself, learning all this on his own. Like, you gotta respect that.
I absolutely do. But let's change the topic a little bit. I want to talk about a few other things in Dragon Ball Z Super, because our next video most likely will be out tomorrow. We are going to be making a comparison to Goku and Vegeta and talking a little bit about them two, the history of them two, and how we feel that that's going to happen in the future, how they are going to turn out. So stay tuned for that. Definitely check out the channel for that next time. But right now, I just want to change the subject a little bit over. So there are a few things in Dragon Ball Z Super that I haven't been able to deal with. There's certain things that they've done to certain characters where I felt like with this new series they would have been able to just take a fresh start of it. I think Black Saiyan knows what I'm talking about.
No.
Oh my God. Videl is not the same person at all. I'm going to put it on screen right now just for you guys to see. And on the left, I have Videl from Dragon Ball Z. And on the right, I have Videl from Dragon Ball Z Super. It is ridiculous. She retained none of her personality.
She looks drained. She looks exhausted.
I think she needs a sensu bean.
Sensu bean. I love those. Sensu bean.
Oh man. So, I mean, there's definitely that with Videl. And then Gohan in general, like, I felt like this was a new chance. I understand Gohan. He's not the fighter type. He doesn't fight unless needed to be. But that doesn't mean they have to make him a scrawny, punk-looking person. He's not Superman. Why does he need to wear glasses when he walks around? Who is he fooling?
He's not training, though. He's not in training mode at all. All he's doing is his nose is in the books and he's taking care of his family. Like, training is not on his mind, so of course he's going to get scrawny. I think, though, that he's going to have a big part in this sooner or later. When shit gets rough, like, you know he's going to come out and start wrecking shit. Like, people don't hold fucking Gohan down, man. He's gonna be back up. I promise you. I believe that they're not just gonna do him dirty like that.
I disagree there. I don't think they're ever going to bring him back up. I think that in Dragon Ball Z, they kept trying to hand the reins off to him by making him cool, and fans just never accept it. So that's why I think that it's allowed Vegeta to come up so much, is because of the fan love for him. And that's just never been there for Gohan. Sometimes he shows signs of brilliance, but that's the thing. I don't understand. Like, he's trying to take care of his family by putting his nose in the book and getting a great job. But he could have just been winning world tournaments like Vidal's father does, Hercule, and just bringing home that bank without even trying, just blinking at people.
But he doesn't like to fight, though. That's the thing. He's always said that. He doesn't like to fight. He wants to be a bookworm. That's what he wants to do. He wants a regular life. He doesn't want to be like his dad.
Not my Gohan. My Gohan doesn't. No, my...
Even little Gohan, he always said when he was fighting Cell, I don't want to fight you. I really don't want to fight you, but if you bring this out of me, I'm going to fuck you up. Like, he's not a fighter. Well, he is a fighter, but in his heart, he wants to be a regular guy.
It hurts so much, man. I look back at Gohan when I see him in the hyperbolic time chamber with Goku and them training so hard, and the touching moments that were in those scenes that I feel are going to be lost forever in Dragon Ball Z Super. And they had it, and they didn't have to do that. They could have just made him, just like he could have been a bookworm, but still buff looking at the same time. I would have appreciated that more, and still I'm working, I study hard, but I train in my spare time because it always reminds me of those moments I had with my father.
It's a peaceful time right now, though. You gotta
Doesn't mean
understand.
you can't train. You can train in peaceful times.
Once again, he's not a fighter. Once shit starts picking up, best believe he's gonna be training again. I believe he is. You know what I mean? He's not just gonna sit on the sidelines. He's not that type of guy. He's not that bitch.
Hey, whatever happened to the transformation of Evil Boo? What was his name when he came back as a good person?
Oob?
Yeah, what's going on with Oob? Where's Oob at?
Well, Oob didn't really show up until the end of Dragon Ball Z, and that picks up the beginning of Dragon Ball Z. So this is later down the line. So he might not even be born yet.
I'm really hoping he makes some type of appearance. I thought that was a good idea. Again, that's Dragon Ball Z's attempt to hand off the series to somebody else, but Goku reigns supreme. So I don't really know how we're going to go about that. So let's try and wrap this up here before we hit the 20-minute mark. Let's just give our final thoughts and opinions on Dragon Ball Z Super so far. So, Black Saiyan, let me hear what you got. What do you think about the show so far? What do you think it's going to be going forward? How do you feel about it?
Well, Wolf King, overall right now, I guess I am kind of disappointed on how Super's going. But like I said in the beginning, it just started, We still got a whole lot of episodes to go that we don't know what's going on. We got new villains. We got Champa out there. We didn't talk about that the girl Whis. I mean, they showed up once. We don't know exactly what they're about to do. So
yeah, what's going on with that? We got that. It seems like, I don't know if you guys have seen it. If you guys haven't, go check it out right now. Stop this video. Multiverse. If you haven't checked it out, it is an amazing comic to read out. It's fan made. But right now they have something going on where there's alternate universes. There's another part to the Beerus. There's a fat Beerus going around and a different version of Whis. And it makes me seem like, are they gonna do some multiverse stuff?
Dude, I'm hoping that what if they go to a different universe and fucking Super Saiyan 4 is fighting Super Saiyan God Blue, man? That'd be dope, man. Wouldn't you love that? Or maybe they might go into a different universe where Future Trunks is in that universe. You never know, man. Anything can happen. That's what I'm saying. You can't count out Dragon Ball Super yet, man. It just started, man. But so right now I'm just hoping for the best.
So before I give my final thoughts and opinions, Black Saiyan, are we gonna get you back for another episode? Can we get a guarantee right now that we're gonna get you back for another episode?
Definitely, man. I'm gonna keep watching Dragon Ball Super because I'm a diehard Dragon Ball Z fan. I'm gonna have a lot to fucking say.
I love to hear it, man. So go ahead and leave it in the comment sections below what type of videos you want us to do, because Black Saiyan is back. Black is back, baby. All right. So, anyways, my final thoughts and opinions here. I am definitely disappointed in the way Dragon Ball Z Super has gone so far. I am disgusted with some of the fighting scenes. I do not like God form so far. They could fix it up for me. They definitely could. But I just do not like the series. I feel like this... I was so excited because they had this opportunity to take Dragon Ball Z and fix all the mistakes they had before, and they chose to not do that. In fact, I believe they made it worse, in my opinion, but still, like he said, I am a diehard fan. I'm going to watch, and I will be here talking about it. So go ahead and leave it in the comments section, guys. What do you want us to talk about next? And we're going to try and bring you at least one video a week containing Dragon Ball Z for the next month. That is the promise right now. One video a week for Dragon Ball Z. Until next time, guys.
What you say?
Keep loving Dragon Ball Z.
From the birds in the air.